So I thought, as it's such a lovely day today, hope you can hear me, and it's now March, I would just start on doing a little bit of tidying up around the borders. So I'm just going to spend half an hour or maybe 45 minutes before lunch just doing a little bit of tidying. So I've got my clippers here, and I'm really just going to go around and get rid of some of these sort of dead stems. So with this hydrangea, although it looks pretty dead, there are quite a lot of new sort of shoots coming through. So there's even a new shoot up there, so I don't really want to cut too much of it back. I'm going to take off sort of these last year's flower heads, but anything where I can see the green I'm going to leave. So I'm just going to snip below these old heads. And this one I think looks particularly messy just because the deer have been at it. And I've quite often seen her below my craft room window there, having a nibble. So I think that's where a lot of these heads have gone. But yeah, I mean, there are little green shoots all over it, so let's take that one away as well. I think I might just leave it there for now and see what else happens, because I've made the mistake in the past of just going a little bit too mad with things because they look messy, and then notice, that they've come back. So I'll leave that one there, and I'll just work my way around the border. Now I've trimmed those back, I can see that there's a lot of new growth coming up. There are also a lot of weeds, but what I wanted to concentrate on today was actually just trimming back some of the dead stems on the existing plants, just so that they will now start to thrive. And then I'll come out again probably for another half hour or so later in the week and actually get rid of some of the weeds. And I was watching an Alan Titchmarsh video last night. He's actually got a YouTube channel, and he was saying rather than just grabbing hold of the leaves and pulling them up, do actually dig them out. So that's what I'm going to do. And these things with these sort of heart-shaped leaves, they are actually weeds. And we've got quite a few of those all around the garden. So I'll get out my trowel and go around and actually dig those up. But even with just that sort of half an hour or so of trimming, I think has made a big difference. And as you know, it's one of my goals this year to get this border looking really good. So we need a lot more plants, and I'm going to move some bits around as well, as I've spoken about before. Get rid of the verbena, which grows sort of quite thickly there below that window, and actually put that over on this border. And we've got plenty of room over here, and then it's not sort of growing in front of the window. But I really like that we've still got a lot of colour here on this. I think this is a Hebe, I'm not sure. I know a lot of you point out names to me, but I always forget them by the time I come out here. But I like the idea of having a lot of colour, so maybe try and get more sort of shrubs in as well, in between the flowering plants. That would be a way to go, so that, you know, we get a lot of colour before the spring and well into sort of autumn. But a lot more primroses coming up as well. So what I want to do now, just finally, before I go in and have some lunch, is just get some clippings of the jasmine, because our lilies and other flowers have now gone over, and I don't like the empty pot sitting there. So I'm going to take a few cuttings. So I've just mixed in some of the old gypsophilia with the jasmine leaves, and hopefully they will last now until later in the week when I go out and get some new flowers. I think that looks really pretty.
Right, so you may have seen in the previous video we mentioned about me cementing this back wall up here. I don't know if you can see the actual brick is quite crumbly. I've sprayed it down with a little bit of just water just to moisten the actual brick to hopefully help the cement stick. I've mixed up sand and cement, 2 parts sand, 1 part cement, a little bit of water, and for a slightly thicker consistency. So it helps it stick to the wall. I've usually got a little bit thinner than this if I was doing something like a floor or something like that. But because I'm going on the wall, hopefully the thicker consistency will help it stick. So that's all the cementing done now. When it's fully dry tomorrow, I'll give it a really good scrub on these flags here, get them really scrubbed up with some bleach and some soapy water, just to actually, you know, clean the flags up a little bit. And then I can start measuring up for the wood and getting all that fitted.
So it's the Monday walk. There you go. And it just feels so different this evening to any day last week. It's really warm, the sun's shining, the sky is blue, the birds are singing. It's just such a change and it feels so like spring now. It's such a good feeling. So we've actually taken the little path through the woods this evening just hello, just because in a few weeks' time all of these green shoots are going to be bluebells. Hello Woody! And it just is going to look incredible. And over the years I've taken footage, I've taken photos, but it never looks as beautiful on, you know, on camera as it does in real life. It is just incredible. It's like a really bright, vibrant blue. So I shall be looking forward to bringing you with us on these walks as these bluebells start to come up. I think it's actually sort of end of April, beginning of May, or just before then actually, that they're at their absolute best. So really looking forward to that. But I think these woods are beautiful as they are as well. And that's a deer barking somewhere in the background. Probably the stag actually, who we've seen a couple of times lately on our walk. And the other night we saw, must have been a group of, was it about 6 or 7, wasn't it?
6 or 7 easily, yeah.
All just sort of ran across our path. Really,
Here, wasn't it?
yeah, really lovely to see.
Down here.
This then leads out onto the bridle path, which you've probably heard me talking about in the past. We're just coming at it from a different angle this evening. I'm coming, Woody!
Towel. Yeah, wait. Oh, you're so wet. Yeah. Pull. You pull. Pull. Good boy. Thank you. Pull. This one. Pull. Right, the cement is almost dry, probably about another hour or so, and that'll be nice and solid. My next step is to make the wooden panels to go around the sides and the back here. And I think my first step is to use just a little bit of brown paper here and some masking tape and make templates to go in the walls to get a really nice exact fit. Because like the rest of the house, none of the actual walls are square. So if I do use the traditional method and just use a tape measure, I know it's not going to fit because all the lines along the top here, nothing's level. So I can just actually make a nice template, lay it on the piece of wood, cut it out, and it should hopefully fit nicely. And the main area to make it fit nice is along the back there because it's got that big curve. And I want to try and cover as much as that as possible because when you sat on the sofa, I don't want you to actually see the edge of the wood. I didn't actually film any of the paper template in place, but here I am now laying the paper onto the wood and drawing around it just before I cut it all out with my jigsaw.
So Matt has been working hard on this all day and the wooden panels are now in. So he used the brown paper to make templates for all of these, and the reason he had to do that is because nothing in there is square, as you can actually see from this angle. But when you're obviously actually stood in the room or sat on any of the chairs, and I've given that a try, you can't see any of the gaps. So from inside the room, it's all completely hidden. So he's also made a couple of battens at the back, which the back panel is attached to, and then he's just done a little bit of filling in there as well. So the next job is actually to wallpaper the panels in situ, which is going to be easier than obviously papering them and then struggling to get them in and tearing the paper and what have you. But I think already that is looking so much cleaner. And it's just nice to have those sort of odd bricks now completely covered. We'll leave this to dry, so won't actually do the papering now for a couple of days. But yeah, really looking forward to getting that finished.
There we have the wallpaper all done. It went on quite easily actually. There's a few little creases, but hopefully it'll come out when it dries fully. I've put the log burner or the faux log burner back in for now, just till Julie comes up with some sort of design. I think she wants to do some sort of candle holders or something like that in there, some sort of nice display. So we'll just put that in there for now just to fill the gap. But I think you'll agree those bricks look really good against the original bricks. Really nice. Cleaned it all up in there, makes it look a lot nicer. I scrubbed the flagstones as best I could. There's still a little bit of a stain there, so I may just go on that again just when we do the display in here, just to actually see if I can brighten that up a little bit more. But they are really old flagstones. I think you can get some sort of special stone soap. So if anybody knows about that, or if anybody's heard of that sort of thing, drop me a comment below. Tell me if you've seen that or you know of any product that will actually scrub these flagstones up a little bit better. So I think you'll agree that looks really nice. I'm really pleased with that.
So the next day, Matt and I headed into the heart of the Cotswolds to Burford and to the Burford Garden Company, which, as well as being a lovely big garden centre, has a huge selection of shops. We actually find the garden centre here a little bit pricey, but it's always nice to have a look around and get a few ideas for our own garden. I really love this display of white muscari and hyacinths, and thought I might use our old stone sink to do a display in all one colour. And I know we've got some blue muscari already growing in there, so I'm going to look for some more blue plants next time we're at our local garden centre. Once we'd had a look around the garden centre, we stopped for a bit of lunch. Matt had a cup of coffee and I had a cup of tea, and I'd like to say a huge thank you to Alison Craig, who paid for our tea and coffee by donating to our Buy Me a Coffee page. So thank you very much, Alison, that's really appreciated. And I must add, it was a really delicious cup of tea. Oops, luckily nobody saw. These, believe it or not, are actually wax candles, and we both said it would be a shame to light them. Before heading back to the car, we stopped to have a look in this fabulous bookstore. It's a really huge place and they had every book you could think of. I particularly like this old cash register, which reminded me a bit of Open All Hours and the one Arkwright has. I really loved this old 1940s radio as well. Safely locked away in a glass cabinet were 3 Charles Dickens first editions, which were really lovely to see.
So today's choice of pastry or Friday treat is my almond croissant, which I've been looking forward to ever since I heard somebody talking about them on YouTube. So we've had quite a busy week, haven't we?
Yeah, it's been a bit full on, hasn't it, really?
Yeah. Haven't really had much time in my craft room during the week, so hopefully we'll make up for that next week.
Yeah.
But have actually been looking forward to this Friday coffee break and treat.
We're popping out stuff, well, in a bit actually, aren't we? Popping out.
Matt's going to go and get his 6 weekly haircut.
That's what it looks like, the lines, mate.
A bit long, longer than normal.
Yeah.
So yeah, this will just be a quick chat today because I've been editing the video as I've gone along, and we have sort of done quite a bit, haven't we?
We've not really stopped and actually had a break, have we, really? All week. It's been, we've not had a coffee break.
We've had something planned each day,
haven't we? Yes, it's been a bit constant,
yeah. So thought we'd stop today. And I was just going to say as well, because I've been editing as we've gone along and it is already quite a long video, we're not going to do the question and answer bit within this coffee break, which is what we had originally planned. But thank you for everybody who's put questions. There are some really good ones there, and I've been through and put a heart on the comments and answered a few of your questions, but not all of them, because I thought it would be good to save them up for a full question and answer video, which we'll do very much like this, but we'll just do it separate.
I think that'll be better, wouldn't it?
Because otherwise I think we'll rush it and try to
cram it all in,
just quickly answer things, but we'll do it properly. I'm actually looking forward to trying my croissant.
Try yours then, and then these are the Tesco's ones again. I think these are actually from their bakery as well, not just there, but the packet one.
Because they came in a little white bag rather than the normal sort of packaging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Give it a whirl.
What do you mean?
Try a bit. Like it.
Nice, really nice.
Not too dry. Sometimes they can be a bit dry, can't they, croissants?
Oh, it's nice and it's soft, not at all dry and not too crumbly, which
very
I thought
buttery.
It would be.
Nice. Good choice.
That was really nice.
Really good.
Really nice sort of almondy, what did I call it? Like a syrup.
Yes, almost like a fondant thing in the middle, isn't it?
In the middle, really nice.
Really good. Quite surprised when you got to that.
I do like almonds.
Yeah.
In anything, really.
Like a marzipan almost taste, wasn't it? Really nice, yeah. Enjoyed that. Good choice.
We've got a crumb there.
Oh, but I'll get that later.
Yeah, so we thought we'd just give you a sort of preview of what's going to be coming up, I suppose, because we've got a few more DIY jobs.
Yeah, we've got a few more decorating bits to do, haven't we? There's your bookcase, that's going to be the next thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so that deeper bookcase for my craft room. Just because we've still got loads of books tucked away in different places just to hide them, really. And I want to sort them all nicely onto that shelf. And with the new one, I can have a double layer of books.
There's a lot we need to give away, sell.
We'll get rid of some and sell some. I've got a whole range of Robert Westall books. And I don't know if you've heard of him or not. He's a sort of teen writer, and he wrote The Machine Gunners.
Yes, his most famous one, I think,
yeah, which was made into a BBC children's programme years ago now, but it was really good. And he's written loads of books, and they're all really nice, and I think I read a lot of them when I was younger, but I've since collected and reread them because I'm writing my own sort of teen fiction novel. And I don't really want to give them away, but I know they're such lovely books that some children would love them. So it's that sort of thing.
Yeah, quite sentimental, aren't they?
Yeah.
It's like me with a few of my books as well, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I'd want to get rid of those, but...
I'm just thinking, they're just sitting on a shelf. I'll never read them again.
Yeah.
So
somebody might get some enjoyment out of them, I know what you mean, yeah.
So that's what we're going to have to do, sort all of our books.
Yeah, quite good though.
But going back to the DIY, get the bookcase up.
Yeah.
You're going to paint it for me.
Yeah.
Because I want it white to match the room, and it's this pine colour at the
I'd
moment.
probably use the same paint I used on the fireplace. I think that ceiling paint's got a really nice sort of finish to it.
Yeah.
Almost chalky finish, isn't it?
So that will be next week.
Mm.
Then we're going to do the little entrance hall, which is a very small area, probably 3 by 5.
Yeah, something like that.
Sort of that sort of thing. So it's just a very sort of small area. As you come into the house, we've just got a little cupboard out there. Nice mirror.
It was the mirror cabinet we used to have here.
Yeah.
Is now out there, isn't it?
Yeah.
So it looks really nice and bright. But you want to put that wallpaper in there as well, don't you?
Want to do just one wall of that wallpaper because we've got a bit left over, and just do the coving around the ceiling just to really sort of make it look nicer out there.
Yeah, just brighten it up a bit, make it a bit more, higher end.
And the paint needs redoing, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Because where we do our parcels for my Etsy shop and Matt's eBay, we put them in a post bag ready for collection and stand that out in that hallway, and the post bags are always really dirty.
They're always a bit,
and they mark the wall, so we're getting sort of like this mark on the paint from standing the bag out there. So when we do it, we'll have
to keep the bag somewhere else.
Put the bag somewhere else.
Then that'll get dirty.
Not in my bathroom. And then it will be moving into the bedroom to give that a refresh. So really happy with the furniture and everything in the bedroom. So none of that needs updating.
It's just the coving again, isn't it?
It's the coving
It's the same coving that's in here.
And that's a high ceiling. So you measured them the other day, didn't you?
Yeah, I think the highest one is 9.5.
Yeah.
I don't know. I got 14.
Is that the same? Is it?
That's slightly lower. That's about 8.5.
Yeah. So it's a high ceiling.
Yeah.
But not the highest.
What was this one in here? I think this was.
I think this is just normal height, isn't it?
Slightly higher, I think. 6 point something. Yeah. Yeah.
So then we'll be moving in there, do the coving. The ceiling will then need painting.
Yeah.
The walls, and we've got one papered wall in there as well.
We're keeping that paper wall though, aren't we?
We're keeping that because I really like that paper.
Yeah.
So it is just a refresh.
A refresh
really.
in there, isn't it? More than anything.
But I've also got in there
12 o'clock again.
I've also got in there my collection of Just the Right Shoe, which is a cabinet filled with right shoes. I made the cabinet, yeah. But I want to move that from the bedroom and into my craft room, just because I think it's a little bit too bright for in there, because all of the colours are quite subtle, and that's full of sort of brightly coloured shoes, so it doesn't look quite right. But I do love those shoes, so I'd like to have them on display rather than, like we were saying with the books, just stuck
in a cupboard somewhere. You should look at them.
I did just
you
used to have them
probably
in the boxes.
look at them more when they're in your craft room as well, won't you?
Yeah. So I've got a memo board in my craft room that I really don't use. I never look at it, even though it has got a few bits sticking on it. But I'll move that and have the shoe cabinet there, and then get some nice artwork for the bedroom.
Yeah.
I've got some canvases, but I'm not sure now. I think I might look for some new pictures, but we could put them up for now and then. Yeah,
there's some little ones in the bathroom, aren't they? That sort of style.
But the other thing we want to do next week is actually pop along again to Yarnton Garden Centre, and they've got that massive antique centre there, which you've seen on the channel a few times. So I want to go along there. But what I'm going to do this time is actually take measurements for the areas that I want to fill with landscapes or painting. So I want a couple more in here, and then I thought about getting a really nice frame and maybe doing a dried leaf collage or something.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, to stand on the bookcase.
That's a new one, isn't it?
I said to you about, because I said about finding me a leaf, and you said they were all they'd all gone a bit manky, so manky a bit. Well, they were all a bit rotting, weren't they? Rotting up.
Yeah.
So, but that might be quite nice. Anyway, little things like that, and I think once you start decorating and adding new bits, you sort of come up with other ideas, and your tastes start changing, and you were watching quite a lot of makeover programs on YouTube, and
we watch YouTube more than anything though, don't we? Now
we very rarely watch television anymore.
I think a lot of people do though.
Let us know in the comments if you follow things on TV or if you're more of a YouTube person. we very rarely find anything we want to watch on
No.
normal telly, do we?
It's a shame, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's the odd thing in there, like my Shed and Bird and things like that.
Henry
Yeah.
Cole series.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, it's a shame TV's just not as good as it used to be.
But we have got a few movies coming up we want to go and see.
Yeah, there's the Elvis one.
Elvis in concert, like a documentary
Yeah.
one.
Peaky
Peaky
Blinders.
Blinders,
Oh yeah,
the
Peaky.
film.
Mm.
And what was that other
Hail
one?
Mary.
Hail Mary. Matt read
I've read the book. Book's brilliant, so I'm really looking forward to the film. It should be, well, they say it's a good adaptation, so hopefully it is. Yeah, that'd be good.
So yeah, so hopefully have a few trips to the cinema as well.
But you want to go to M and S? Are you going to M and S? You're going to
I'm
go.
going to go look in there today.
It's not as big as the one in Banbury, though, is it?
No,
Do you
but
want
they
to
do
go?
have a nice homeware selection. So I'm still trying to find some bits for the bookcase behind me. Some white cream sort of bits.
Yeah.
Because the things that I've put on there at the moment are just to fill it. They're not sort of things that I really wanted in the room.
And then you've got to make your.
Yeah, Matt
lanterns.
said earlier on I was going to make candle holders, but it is actually lanterns. And I think I've got a picture, so I'll slot that in here. I'm not sure if you're watching it on TV if you'll be able to see, but I'll put a picture here.
Yeah.
of the sort of style that I'm going for, and I'm going to make those myself. So I'll be ordering the wood for that as well next week. So yeah, we've just got lots
planned, haven't we?
Oh, what was it that Jennifer? Another thing we watch on YouTube is the Waitrose
Dish
food channel called Dish. Which, if you like food, obviously everybody likes food, but if you like, recipes and
These celebrities they have on there as well, don't they?
Yeah, so it's Angela Hartnett, who's a famous chef, and her co-host.
I can never remember his name.
Not Nick Grimshaw.
Yes, Nick Grimshaw.
Nick Grimshaw.
I was getting mixed up with the other one.
Yeah, what's his name?
I can't remember now.
The radio.
Yeah, well, I think Nick Grimshaw wasn't he still. I think he's still on the radio, isn't he? But
anyway so it's those two, and someone famous comes in every week and talks about the food that they love. And the last one we watched was Jennifer Garner, and I really like her.
Yeah, she's great.
13 going on 30 is one of my favourite.
Yeah, she's good.
And anyway, she was talking about how busy she is at the moment, and she said, but she loves it because it's all planned chaos, self-inflicted chaos.
That's a self-inflicted chaos.
And I said, that's sort of us, isn't it?
Yeah.
So we've got lots and lots planned, but it's all things we're looking forward to doing, sort of thing.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah. Right. So I'll finish my coffee and better head off.
Yeah, and have me.
Get your barnet trimmed.
Yeah. It's got one, isn't it?
You're starting to look a bit like Pam Ayres.
That might be the look I'm going for.
Right, those?
Yeah.
Okay, so we're just back from town. Matt had his hair cut, looking a lot tidier now. And then we had a look round Marks and Spencer's and then went around to Sainsburys. And I did actually manage to buy a few things today. So first of all, in Marks and Spencer's, I got these lovely little bauble vases. And they've got a really nice lustre on them, and they're very similar to the ones that I got before from, I think it was Home Sense, which I have on the mantelpiece. So I'm going to have those on the shelf. Really pleased with those. And for those two, that was £12.50, which I didn't think was too bad. And then in Sainsbury's, I got the ribbed vase. And this actually matches, if I can pick it up without dropping it, the smaller sort of pot vase that I bought in Sainsbury's before. I thought I got that in Home Sense, but no, that was Sainsbury's as well. And this does actually fit on the shelves, so it will fit on there. But I thought also I could use that on the mantelpiece instead of the glass vase and get some nice sort of dried flowers to put in it, so I can sort of alternate between the two. So really pleased with those. And then I did actually finally get my little donkey keyring. which I don't actually think is a key ring, it's just a little toy, but I'm going to make it into a key ring for the front door key. And because it's got a little flower on there that looks a bit like a fried egg, I'm going to call her Egg. So also while I was in Sainsburys yesterday, I picked up a couple of new beauty products that I want to share with you. And the first of those is this detoxifying bubbling cleansing mask. And this is one of the facial sheet masks, and it's got charcoal, ginseng and tea tree in it. So I really liked the word bubbling on there, so I'm not sure what's going to happen with that, but I want to give that a try. And also I picked up this Ultimate Blends Hair Honey Repairing Serum. Now, I really like the Garnier Ultimate Blends range, and I've used their shampoos and a lot of their hair conditioning masks. I like the idea of anything with honey in it. I don't know why, but it just sounds like honey is really good for your hair. Now, the one thing I don't like on here that it says is that it reduces up to 94% of split ends in one use. Well, split ends can't be repaired. Once your hair is split, that's it. The only way you can get rid of that split end is to actually trim it off. So when things say they repair split ends, I'm always a little bit dubious. But what I actually did quite cheekily was just try a tiny bit of this on my hand whilst I was in there, just really to feel the texture, and then I just rubbed my hand through my hair, and it did actually feel really nice. So though I don't advocate doing that, just in case you didn't buy it in the end, I've done it for you so you don't need to, but it did feel really nice. And what I'm actually going to do now, I've just washed my hair. I used my K18 as this is the first wash after I've done my hair colour. So I did that on Friday, so yesterday, it feels like a long time ago. And then I used the K18 for 3 consecutive washes after that. So I've just used it and then followed it up with my conditioner. Otherwise, I feel that the K18 can make your hair feel quite dry. So I always rinse it out and then put my usual conditioner on. And Abby Young does actually say that as well. As long as you leave it on for those 4 minutes, then it's doing its job. So I've put in my spray-in conditioner and my Bond repair treatment. And now I've just got my t-shirt on, and this is an alternative to using one of those microfiber towels. I think I've said before, I never use actual towels because they can actually damage the hair. They can be quite harsh. So it's all right if you use a towel just to pat your hair and pat the lengths, but don't sort of, you know, whoosh it around on your head like that, as you will cause breakage and damage to the hair. But I just use a t-shirt, and this is just an old t-shirt. It's one of Matt's actually, so it's quite big. Mine tend to be a little bit tight on my quite big head. So this is my hair newly washed, and I must say I was really pleased with the colour this time, and I think that's just because I took a little bit extra time to actually put it onto the hair. I was making sure I was getting all the way along the roots and right down the back as well. And what I sort of noticed I was doing was putting it just over the top where my hair is the thickest. So where I was saying to you about how it changes colour at the crown, I think that's why, because I was putting it over like that, and then of course you're not actually getting it onto the roots in the middle. So always just take extra care. One thing I've actually thought about doing is perhaps buying one of those little application brushes that they do actually use at the hairdressers. So I might do that and then actually just tip the solution into one of those little bowls and then apply it that way, and I might get even better coverage. Having said that, it is my aim to start going back to the hairdressers to have my colour done, because I really don't like doing it at home. Even today, the day after, I found a bit of hair dye on the grout on the tiles, so I'm going to have to scrub that off, but it just seems to go everywhere, and it's all over my shoulder as well, so I've got a brown patch on my shoulder as well, so I am a bit messy with it. But what I want to do, this can be applied to dry or damp hair, so I'm going to apply it to damp hair. And then we've actually got friends coming over for lunch tomorrow, so I want to wash and style my hair in the morning because it always looks and feels better once I've sort of first done it. So I'm just going to put this on and then actually leave it to dry. And I always sort of leave it to dry for quite a bit before I then use heat on it and style it. But this time I will actually let it dry completely. But it's never actually a good idea to go to bed with damp hair. So always make sure it is completely dry before you then climb into bed, because when hair is wet, it is very easily damaged. So you might find that, you know, whooshing about in the night on the pillow, you know, tossing and turning, you might actually be damaging your hair. So always make sure it's dry before you go to bed. But by the time I go to bed this evening, it's only about 4 o'clock now, so it will be dry by then. And then I'll do it again in the morning and use my K18 again. And then I'll use that one more time, probably Tuesday. And then go back to using it every 3rd wash, I think it is. But that, even this honey, hair honey, does feel really nice just putting it on. And when I put it onto dry hair yesterday, it did actually add a nice bit of shine, which is a product I've been looking for, because my hair just looks very, very dry and dull even after I've styled it. So hopefully this will be the product that I've been looking for. So I've done probably 1.5 pumps now. I'm just going to put this bit on as well. And I probably wouldn't put the extra bit on if I was going to be styling, because you can put too much product on sometimes. But yeah, I was actually quite pleased with how my hair looked yesterday and how it's styled. And even sort of Matt said, it's definitely sort of growing down at the front, where I've got those shorter areas around my ears, but the rest of it seems to be growing down, so giving the sort of appearance of a bit of fullness at the front. And that's what I want, because it's just been like it's a sort of short hairstyle at the front and longer at the back for such a long time. But yeah, so I'm just gonna do that. I've actually got my wide tooth comb over here, so I'll go and get that and just give it a comb through. Comb that through like that. So I've also done a facial. So I've cleansed, I've used my a couple of cleansers, a cleansing milk, cleansing cream. I used my face scrub and then that foaming wash. And I'm now going to apply this mask. So let me just have a quick look at the instructions. Okay, so it is the usual instructions of just being careful not to get it onto, not using it on broken or damaged skin, and being careful of your eyes. So I'm going to be really careful as I apply that. Looked like there was a bit of a bubble then across the eye. And then after 10 minutes, it will start bubbling up. I think the nose is tucked inside. Hang on. Take that off. Where's the nose? It's got no nose. How does she smell? No, okay, so I don't think there's actually a nose then. That's strange. It's not tucked up, is it? Oh, it is. The nose is tucked up there, look. I thought it was strange not to have a sort of nose bit. So just be really careful then not to get it in your eyes. I'm just going to sort of press it around like that. And then what it says is after 10 minutes it will actually start bubbling. So that will be interesting. So Matt's actually down in his workshop. But if I've ever got one of these masks on and I hear him coming in, I always say, it's okay, don't be alarmed, it's just me, just in case he thinks I'm a burglar or something. Okay, and then what I do when I've applied these, I usually just rub the excess into my hands. And also, just while I'm talking about hands, I think it was in last week's vlog, I said to you that I'd bought that nail base, the Boots polished base, which is actually number 55. It's a clear base, and that has really made a difference. I've been using it now, well, since I spoke about it in the vlog, and I've found that I haven't had any flaking on my nails at all throughout the week. So I think when you wear nail varnish regularly and you reapply it, when it starts chipping off, it can take away some of your actual nail with it. So it can peel away the layers of your nail, especially if you suffer from dry nails. So if you do find that that happens to you, I highly recommend that nail base. Because yeah, they feel really smooth, and normally they feel, they feel very flaky, and you can feel those little sort of patches of skin on them. So I was really impressed with that. So it's well worth buying, and even if you don't wear it under nail varnish, it's just a nice clear varnish, so you can just have nice natural shiny nails. I also quite like that look as well. Okay, so I'm going to leave this then until it starts bubbling. I think I'll go and have a piano practice, and then I'll be back. So I'll see you in about 10 minutes. Okay, so this has now been on for a little bit over 10 minutes, and I can actually feel it foaming, and I can hear it as well, all sort of bubbling up on my skin. Now, though it doesn't say on the back of the packet, the instructions just talk about how not to get it into your eyes and things like that. I think the little sort of picture instructions show that you do need to wash it off. So with some of my other tissue masks, I would actually remove the mask and then just blend any residue into my skin before applying my cream. But with this, I am actually going to wash my face and then apply my creams. But let's just remove the mask to start with. I mean, skin feels quite fresh. It's just sort of left a residue on there, which I shall now sort of wash off with warm water. Yeah, you can see it there. There's quite a sort of foaming residue on there. Okay, I mean, it feels okay. It feels quite sort of fresh and clean. So I'll wash that off and we'll see how it feels. Yeah, so I rinsed that off. It did actually bubble up a bit more, actually, as I was putting the water onto my face. But yeah, it feels nice and fresh. It's just like an extra layer of cleansing, I suppose. So I've just dabbed my face off with my tissue, which I use rather than a towel. And I'm now just going to apply my nighttime products. Just starting with my Skin Saints Retinol Overnight Serum. Really like this one. And they also do a day serum. So actually, I think I've got my old one there because I can't get anything out of it. So I just put like a drop of that on out of the dropper. That always just goes underneath my creams. So I just actually, while I'm applying these, just want to take the opportunity to say very warm welcome to all of the new subscribers. Matt and I are really, really blown away by the sort of speed at which the channel is growing. We're still not up to 1,000 yet, but I think when I did my goals at the beginning of the year, I said it was at 603, and we're now at 853. So that's a really big growth in a short time. And I thought it would sort of take me the whole year to get up to 1,000. So it's really wonderful to be sort of creeping closer. So a huge thank you to everybody who has subscribed, and a very warm welcome to you if you are new here. If you haven't subscribed and you do enjoy the videos, then please do hit the subscribe button. It really does mean a lot to us. And put the thumbs up, hit the like button if you do enjoy the videos. Leave a comment if you have the time. Matt and I read every single comment, and we really love going through them all as well. So I then follow up with the L'Oreal Revitalift Night Cream, and I've been using this one for a while now, and I really like this one. And I know this is for a more mature skin, so it's quite a thick cream, but I really like that. And again, because I've got really dry skin, I find that this is a really good moisturiser. So I just sort of apply the 5 points to my face and a bit on the neck. And then, although it looks quite funny, whenever I'm applying my cream or my foundation or anything, I tend to tighten my skin. So if you see me going like this, I'm sort of tightening my skin. and it's rather like sort of smiling, but with your lips around your teeth. Like that. And it is actually a face yoga move. And I feel that by doing that, when you're applying your cream, you're not stretching or pulling your skin. And then also when I'm putting this cream on my forehead, I go upwards like that. And then what you can also actually do, and I do this in the morning, is sort of make little claw fingers like that and go up along your jaw like that to pull the skin up. And then I also go like that across my cheeks, always being really gentle. And then if you tend to get forehead lines when you sort of talk or smile, it also helps if you go across like that with your knuckles. And I always have like my smaller finger just below my eyebrow there. So you're sort of pulling the skin out like that. And I do, when I talk, I do tend to sort of naturally raise my eyebrows like that. And that way you can actually get forehead wrinkles. So this sort of helps to relax the skin as you're going through the day. So this is normally my morning routine, but I just thought I'd show you as I'm putting my night cream on. And then I do the smile where you have your lips around your teeth and smile, but make sure you're not sort of creating any creases or, you know, wrinkling your eyes too much. Like that. And then also do the cheek ones, and I'm sure you've seen this on Instagram where you sort of exercise your cheek muscles. And again, try not to create any wrinkles in any other areas of the face. So yeah. And then I just finish up with a little bit of the L'Oreal Revitalift Eye Cream. And I just put a little bit onto my ring finger, you know, or onto those fourth fingers like that. Divide it out like that, because that finger actually has the lightest touch. So it's always best to use that finger when you're doing your eyes. Dot it around and then you can sort of blend it in. Again, always being really careful with the super sort of fragile eye skin. Go around like that. And I actually learnt this when I started work when I was 16, working in a chemist, and it was the Clarins lady that taught this. Always use that finger, dot it around. And also, I think I've said this before about a really good sort of yoga move is just to tap around the eye area like that. Gets the sort of blood pumping around your eyes, and especially in the morning, that's really helpful, get rid of any sort of puffiness. So that's all of my nighttime products. Similar routine in the morning, but obviously I'll be using a day cream and a daytime serum. Don't put retinol on your skin in the daytime, because obviously you can't go out in the sun with retinol on your skin because that will damage your skin. But what I'm also going to put on, just because we are having visitors tomorrow, is a little bit of Dove Self Tan. And this is just because my skin is very, very pale, and I just like a little bit of a glow on my skin. Now this is the dark, medium to dark. It doesn't actually go that dark, it just gives you a nice bit of a glow. So I'll put that on as well, but I won't do it on camera because I just want to take my pyjama top off so I don't stain my pyjamas. So I'll leave that for later. But yeah, just to say a huge thank you for watching these weekly vlogs. Please do leave a comment if you're enjoying them, and hit the subscribe button if you haven't already done so, because Matt and I are really enjoying sharing them with you. It's just such a lot of fun, and every time I'm sort of doing something, I just love to put the camera on and sort of have you join me. So I really hope you're enjoying them. So we've got people coming for lunch tomorrow, and then that will be it for this weekly vlog. So I hope you've enjoyed it, and I'll see you again in a week's time. So until then, take care. Bye.